I'm your friend, architect Dr. Baraka Umaru Michelia. Real estate is a type of investment that has to do with land and property. And this would involve you making profit over a period of time for an investment made on property or land. For us at Michelle Homes, we've mastered the act of real estate investment over a period of time, and we've done well to be able to help people make money through real estate and how to be able to invest appropriately. Real estate has proven over time that it has been a sustainable means of building wealth and providing people with sustainable means of generating money. Many a times people make mistake of making investment in order to preserve their wealth but don't know how to go about this. My aim today is to be able to educate you and let you understand some of the methodologies that you can use to be able to understand real estate investment and be able to maximize profit and be able to make wealth through real estate. Real estate has proven to be one sustainable means of building wealth. It can truly make you wealthy. Over time, we've seen how real estate has made many wealthy. I remember a client of mine who came and met me and said, I don't have much, but I have only 5 million naira. How do you think I can be able to be truly wealthy with just 5 million naira? What were the advice I've given him? What were the things that have helped him to see that you now would get to understand and be able to build wealth sustainably? Many people are in a hurry when they are faced with challenges to be able to find out how they can make this swift and wonderful investment. Yes, there are opportunities there as well as there are risks that can hamper you from making real wealth through real estate. So I will take you through key steps that can really make you really wealthy in real estate. The first thing is for you to be able to understand what real estate investment is and how you can be able to make your investment through real estate. There are many ways you can be able to make investment. So I would go through the types of real estate investment that is open to many investors and people who want to invest in real estate. And I will take you through step by step how each of them differ in terms of the concept, in terms of the return on investment, and even the timeline that constitutes that investment. First of all, I would go into the residential real estate. Residential real estate is where you buy a piece of land for residential purpose that you intend to either build a piece of house or apartment. There are different types of building that can constitute residential apartment, which could include bungalow buildings, terraces, fully detaches, block of flats, and semi-detaches. These are various types of residential buildings that could make a difference in your investment strategy. But let's start because everything has to start with land when it comes to real estate. You can buy a piece of land for 2 million naira, but there are key things you should check when buying land generally, especially for residential purpose. One of the key things you must identify is a genuine title. A lot of people don't care for what purpose is the land for, and when they are buying property, they just go ahead to buy property that may not be for the purpose of residential real estate. And that is why it is important that before you make good investment, you look for people who are professionals in the industry who can be able to guide you and make you to be able to make good investment. And that is why Michelle Homes is there for you to always guide you through on how to make investment. Before I proceed, if you want to make inquiry about how you can make this real estate investment, you can call on the line below so that you can get more feedback on how you can be able to make good investment with Michelle Homes. Going further, you must be able to understand that the land is for residential purpose and that it is located within an area that has high potential of other investors who are also willing to build within that area. And I will always advise that you look for an estate, because if you look for an estate, it is likely that the rate of development within a clustered area would be faster than when you go and buy a land in isolation. Very key factor to consider before going in to buy your real estate investment. So, going further to explain clearly that for you to make good real estate investment, you have to take consideration that you buy the land within strategic area that has very good potential. The second thing you will consider is the level of infrastructure. And that is why I will always advise, when you find serious real estate developer, you look at their antecedent. Do they provide infrastructure either before the site or into the site? There are short-term or long-term investments that you can be able to make, that you look at the land, even if it does not have infrastructure at the moment, but does it have potential of having infrastructure in the near future? Or is the developer taking responsibility to provide infrastructure down to the site and create so much value within the timeline you plan to have that investment? You can consider your investment in two forms, whether short-term or long-term. But in either case, you must be able to calculate the return on investment within that period. For us in Michelle Homes, we've seen people make real estate investment between the rate of 50% to over 150% per annum. That may not be fixed. That can be influenced by many factors, which could include demand and supply, location, rate of development, infrastructure development on that side, and many other factors. Michelle Homes have also understood what it means to take you through this and create this value over time. But most importantly, after considering that, it is important to note that if you buy a piece of land in an area that has high potential to develop within a short period of time, automatically the value of the property will appreciate because of the level of development that is on that site. So you choose what type of investment do you want to do. Is it a bungalow investment? Is it a terrace type of investment? Is it a fully detached type of investment? And I want you to know that for all of these classes, there are people within that range that would certainly go for the market. But just to give you a smart move on real estate investment, it is easier and better for you to buy the lower one when starting real estate, because there are more category of people who can afford a property of 2 million naira than those who would afford a property of 10 million naira. So if you are within an environment, it is always good to go for the lowest, because the category of people within that class who can afford that money are likely to be much. But that is highly dependent again on the location. In places like Guzape, Asokoro and Maitama, axis of Abuja, these are high premium areas, so people would still go for premium rather than the size of the land, because people who buy properties in this area are likely people who want a better class of living to distinguish themselves and be able to live within a class for themselves. So therefore, if you're making smart investment as regards land, it is important to consider this factor for residential purpose. There are other forms of real estate investment which include commercial real estate. For commercial real estate is anything that has to do with a land and a building that you can be able to do commercial activity. It may not necessarily be a building. It could come in form of warehouses. It could come in form of plazas, shopping malls. It could come in form of event centers. Any form of investment that you can run a commercial activity on, apart from residential, can be categorized as commercial development, which could include mixed development, where a piece of land can be able to carry different types of commercial activity. Taking you further, for commercial real estate, it's very sweet, it's very good, but sometimes take longer, because for those type of investment, it is when economic activities boom in certain areas that brings about high demand. And it is important to note that for commercial investment is a little bit longer period of time, which could range from between 2 years to 5 years of investment. When you invest in real estate, you are able to monitor and see the level of trend in those areas. So you can do either short lease for a period of 2 to 5 years, and when the place is booming and there are a lot of economic activity, at that point, the value of the property has appreciated significantly. One fastest form of real estate investment that you may consider is land banking, where you're buying the plot not for the intention to build a house, but for the purpose of preserving wealth and keeping it for a while, and for you to be able to sell within a short period of time. Land banking should go hand in hand with your ability to understand the trend for those areas. It is important to use data to be able to influence your decision. Land banking works where you are able to buy a piece of land, you keep it for 6 months to 1 year, and when you find a willing buyer at a good cost, you're willing to sell it. I have seen times without number where we started an estate just lately in December. We started an estate for 3.6 million, and today that plot of land is going for 6.4 million naira. That can really be amazing. This is one of the strategies that Michelle Holmes deployed to be able to empower people on how to be able to make real estate investment. What it means is that we've been able to buy the property far below the value and now selling at a lower cost for people to benefit from that strategy. We don't collect investment from people, but we allow you to own the property, and you can sell that property yourself or contract us to sell for you after a period of time as you so will or wish. If you have little amount of money, it could range from as low as 500,000 naira, as we have in places like Yola, and about 3.6 million naira here in Abuja. You can own a piece of the wall with Michelle Holmes. This real estate investment has proven that you can get a minimum of 50%. Yes, I mean 50%. You can get that much. And for as high as 150%, depending on market forces, depending on the level of demand and supply we are experiencing at the time when you're willing to sell that piece of land. A lot of people may be asking, how can I be part of a real estate investment when I don't even have money? Could that be your question as well? Maybe young and just starting up your career, and you're thinking, how can I build that wealth faster and quicker? I have a piece of advice for you that I think can be useful to you. First and foremost, you need to have knowledge of real estate. It is an asset, and it is something that you cannot take it to the bank anytime and not get value for it. You can start as an agent. By understanding what real estate investment is, you can key in to be an affiliate marketer or somebody who talks to people about real estate, and you can get commission and get paid for you selling real estate. And you can start gathering your money little by little, and sometimes the commission can be so big. I can even tell you that sometimes you can even make more than what you are earning as a salary. For me, at times, I make more than 10, 20, and even 50 million naira per month from only commission. That is to say, nobody is big enough not to get commission for services you can provide for other people. And more so, maybe you're working and you're earning just 500,000 or even less, 200,000 or 300,000. You must imbibe a culture of saving wherein you can be able to take advantage of opportunities when they come. These are things you must put into consideration for you to be able to make real estate investment. If you've not learned to save something little that would help you utilize and take advantage of distress opportunity or promo seasons when real estate developers like ourselves start new projects, you may not be able to utilize this great opportunity when they present themselves. I've seen and I have come across a lot of people wherein they spend their money and don't know what to do with their money until when the investment comes. That is when they go about looking for how to be able to raise cash. I will not advise anyone to key into real estate investment, especially if you are new in it, to borrow money and say you want to start real estate investment, because it comes with its own risks. And there are a few risks that I think you should consider and monitor before you enter real estate. Number one, you must do your due diligence on the title document of that property you want to buy. A lot of people buy property based on trust. As much as trust can play an integral role on your investment and how you even purchase your investment, it is important for you to buy from credible source. And not just credible source, but from the land title department. You need to go and verify and make sure the land title exists and that there are no issues. It is good to ask every type of question. You cannot ask too many questions as far as real estate investment is concerned, because a lot of people have burnt their hands through real estate investment. As much as it can be very lucrative, it can be very risky if you do not do the right thing that should help you to make swift investment. The second thing you must consider is the person selling land to you. Someone can sell for you a credible land but at the same time may go ahead to sell to another person. So if you don't buy from credible sources, there are likelihood you may lose your investment into land dispute cases that you may not be able to get out of quickly. You must avoid buying land that has litigation. A lot of people don't care because many people try to convince them that it is something that can be resolved within a short period of time. I will not advise anyone to key into any property that is under litigation because that can be a disaster in the future. So as much as possible, it is important for you to avoid these few things. And it is important also to consider the location, the level of infrastructure, the antecedents, and the track record of the person selling that property to you. These are all factors you must consider if you must make very good real estate investment. And finally, are you looking for a good place to make investment? I would always tell you 10,000 times that Michelle Homes is always there for you to guide you into making good investment decision. Michelle Homes has the vision to empower your dream of owning a piece of the world and making you rich and truly wealthy. Thank you very much in this edition about real estate investment. Look forward to seeing you in my next edition. Thank you and have a good day.